Isang bulan na mo ron chumena matagni ko ni rongon ni bibo ngaro tagi ke misa ropo. Niya na isang bulan na sero ko ni sana. Churi kino na mo ron chumay. Tu na sile. Isang bulan oyo Mr. Ben.
Kela pa?
Na magkikira ni bibo mataka mo ni chikira mo ron buka may na ono kinadiwa na Bula FM.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. In this bulletin, Prime Minister Bainimarama expresses disgust at littering around the country. Government says it was not consulted on the compilation of US State Department report on human trafficking. And dead Rarawai mill workers' family likely to receive $50,000 compensation. Prime Minister Bainimarama has raised concerns about the increasing environmental pollution which has become an eyesore. Speaking at the opening of a new classroom block at Vodafone Public School in Nandi, he said the amount of rubbish strewn everywhere in Fiji is disgusting and annoying. Akusita Tale has more.
Prime Minister Bainimarama is disgusted with the amount of litter on the side of the road, the empty cans, bottles and cartons, paper and plastic wrappers of all kinds, plastic bags and even dirty nappies.
It's meant to be one of the most beautiful stretches of road in Fiji. The route our international visitors take along the coral coast to the various resorts. But selfish, unthinking Fijians have turned it into a rubbish tip. The same goes for many roads throughout Fiji. One of the worst is the Princess Road from Suva to Nosuru.
The Prime Minister has made a strong call for students to take the lead in the proper disposal of rubbish.
The state of the beach at Suva Point is a disgrace. The state of Saweni Beach is a disgrace. Our beautiful harbour, foreshore in Suva, is strewn with rubbish. It has to stop. I again appeal to the children of Fiji to take the lead.
Bainimarama will hold discussions with Environment Minister Parveen Bala on taking further action through government. However, heavy penalties is not an issue.
I am deadly serious about this. We want to have a nice, clear environment. We can't say to the world, Fiji is where happiness finds you, only for them to come here and see the sad state of rubbish alongside some of our roads and beaches.
Meanwhile, 6 new classrooms, a computer laboratory and a new driveway were today opened at Nandi's biggest primary school, Vodafone Public School, which has a total roll of 917 students. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Employment Minister Chiochi Konrote says the government was not consulted by the US State Department when it compiled its 2015 human trafficking report on Fiji. A team from the ministry is now tasked to look into the matter, and Konrote refutes the claims made by the US about Fiji's human trafficking status.
Employment Minister Chiochi Konrote is shocked by a recent US Department of State report on human trafficking in Fiji.
Well, that was news to us, Maggie. I'm in the process of trying to get as much information as I can because we really don't understand nor do we know where the statistics were obtained from.
Konrote says it's unclear where the findings of the report were sourced from.
I'm not aware of any consultations or any inquiries made with the ministry for us to have any input into the report that was put out.
A team is now thoroughly scrutinizing the claims in the report.
Certainly, we will certainly look at the report in detail, and I'm trying to get as much information as I can because we might have to refute it or work closely with other local agencies and international agencies to make sure that in future Fiji is not being accused of perceived in that light.
The yearly report noted that Fiji is a source country for women and children subjected to sex trafficking and forced labour, and a transit and destination country for Asian men and women subjected to forced labour and forced prostitution. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
A mill employee is in a stable condition at Lautoka Hospital after he received burns at Rarawai Mill in Ba. FBC News understands the victim was in one of the machines when the incident happened late yesterday afternoon.
We're aware that he went into the vessel where the well is, and there was 8 other workers in the vessel. What we want to ascertain from the 8 workers who we are interviewing to actually understand what went on inside the vessel.
The incident has been reported to police. It comes on the back of a work-related accident last week when another mill worker, Kini Seniloli, died after he was entangled in a conveyor. Seniloli was laid to rest today. The tragic death of Kini Seniloli, a mill worker at the Fiji Sugar Corporation's Rarawai Mill in Ba, will be the first case under the new Workmen's Compensation Act. Employment Minister Toothbrushing Conrote says the workplace death of Kini Seniloli is being investigated and the family of the deceased is expected to qualify for the maximum payout of $50,000. Maggie Boyle with the story.
Last month, Parliament passed into law a new Workmen's Compensation Act. Among the changes is the increase of compensation claims from $24,000 to $50,000.
As the law requires, it would depend on the finding of the investigation officers, and under the existing laws now, the family has got to be compensated because it's obviously, as I said, it's a workplace fatality.
Conrote adds these accidents reiterate the need for efficient occupational health and safety in workplaces.
We, as the inspectors of workplaces, have got to work together, with the employers to make sure that the proper standards are maintained and the safety of workers is paramount and well looked after, to avoid these sort of accidents in the future.
It's understood that mill worker Kini Seniloli, while trying to fix a conveyor belt transporting bagasse, became entangled in it and died from injuries sustained in the accident. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
All foreign investors are thoroughly screened before they do business to avoid Fiji being a black market economy. This was revealed in an exclusive interview with the Financial Intelligence Unit Director Razim Baksh. Chanel Sivan reports.
The Financial Intelligence Unit under the Financial Transactions Reporting Act is empowered to conduct due diligence for government agencies and Investment Fiji. Director Razim Baksh says Fijians should be rest assured that all investors are thoroughly screened and checks and balances are done before they put the money for investments.
We don't entertain criminals or criminal proceeds into Fiji, so that's one of the major role that the Financial Intelligence Unit has. And last year, in 2014, we received 20 such requests from government agencies, and we screened 37 entities and 24 individuals. Then these would be usually the foreign investors.
If the unit finds any suspicious activities or cannot verify the source of income for investors, government is informed and the investor is not allowed to establish itself in Fiji.
The FIU has access to a number of commercial databases that we subscribe, so that we are able to properly screen the cases that are brought to our attention, as well as those investors who want to come and do business in Fiji and invest in Fiji. This is quite positive for Fiji, because we want to have an investment that is credible, that is recognizable, that meets all the international standards. Otherwise, a time will come when there is no proper screening. We would have, of course, a country that would be branded as a black market economy.
Last year, the FIU assisted the Immigration Department, the Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption, the Fiji Police Force, the Revenue and Customs Authority and the Reserve Bank in screening foreign investors. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, Fiji sets new world record with over 189,000 people taking part in the National Toothbrushing Day today.
घर संसार में आपका स्वागत है। आपका अपना छोटा सा स्वर, जहाँ प्यार भरे रिश्ते पलते हैं, जहाँ हेल्थी रहने की सलाह दी जाती है, जहाँ हम आपको और भी सुंदर बनाते हैं और जहाँ स्वाद की सौगात भी है। नमस्कार, मैं हूँ पल्लवी। सोमवार से शुक्रवार 9 से 12 तक रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर घर संसार में शामिल रहिए मेरे साथ। ऐसा सुंदर सपना अपना।
A 45-year-old woman who was severely burned in a fire in Lambasa earlier this week passed away last night. The victim and her grandchildren were asleep in their home when the fire broke out in the early hours of Monday morning. The woman's grandson died in the blaze while her granddaughter remains in a critical condition after being transferred from Lambasa Hospital to the CWM Hospital in Suva. The National Fire Authority is trying to ascertain the cause of the fire. Fiji set a new world record today with over 189,000 people taking part in the National Toothbrushing Day. The General Manager of Colgate-Palmolive, Nick Ryan, revealed the achievement at the launch of National Toothbrushing Day. Ali Kimbia has more.
Schools, hospitals, health centers and organizations across the country came to a standstill to brush at 12:30 p.m. as participants celebrated National Toothbrushing Day.
So that is 1 in 5 Fijians participating today. So I can let you know that it's safely the world record. The highest participation of any country.
The Health Ministry says there is a lot of work required to improve oral health.
When our students leave primary and they go to secondary, we realize that they stop brushing and they start developing a lot of holes in their teeth, a lot of cavities. So we would like to promote toothbrushing in secondary schools and also in the tertiary institutions in Fiji.
Fiji National University Acting Vice Chancellor Ian Rouse also highlighted the importance of maintaining good oral health.
The really key message is you've got to look after your teeth. If you want your teeth to help look after you, you need to look after your teeth. And the key part of that is toothbrushing. It's a very simple thing, but toothbrushing is important.
Toothbrushing Day creates a more practical awareness of the importance of toothbrushing to prevent dental caries. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
205 Fijians in Nandi received $1,000 each under the Small Micro Business Grant today. Handing out the checks, Prime Minister Bainimarama encouraged the recipients to grow their business and help build a national economy that's strong and resilient. This is the 6th such event of its kind after similar presentations in Suva, Navua, Singatoka, Savusavu and Taviuni. This week alone, 900 grants have been given out, taking the number now to over 2,000.
I appeal to you all to use the equipment and materials we've given you wisely and honestly. We're putting our trust in you, not to profit from it by selling it onto someone else. Use it to start your business, grow your business, and with your success, reward the confidence that the Fijian taxpayer has placed in you.
Bainimarama says through this initiative, government has assisted more than 10,000 Fijians and there will be more assisted in the coming months. Minister for Women Rosie Akbar has stressed the need to ensure female inmates are given the support they need to be absorbed back into the community when they are released from jail. Akbar made the comments when closing the Pacific Islands Regional Conference for Women in Corrections at the Holiday Inn in Suva last night. Ellen Stahls has more.
There are currently 55 female inmates in the country. Minister Rosie Akbar told the women correction officers they must ensure these inmates are given the right kind of support.
Family and community support, therefore, is very essential to ensure that the inmates are given opportunities to change their lives while in prison. And that is where your role comes in.
Fiji currently has only one female correction centre, which houses the 15 inmates. 13 of these inmates are serving time for infanticide and the rest for theft and obtaining money by false pretenses.
What we need to do is to empower these women. We need to empower them economically so that they do not re-offend. And that is basically the strategies that we, and the Commissioner would agree with me, that we are trying to promote in Fiji prison so that we do not have these inmates reoffending and coming back to our prisons.
The week-long regional meeting was attended by women corrections officers from Papua New Guinea, Fiji, Solomon Islands, Nauru, Vanuatu and Tonga. The meeting discusses ways to address the challenges they face as women correction officers and how best they can manage female offenders. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
A 14-year-old New Zealand boy convicted of killing a former Fijian national has been sentenced to 6 years imprisonment. The boy was charged with manslaughter in the case of Henderson dairy owner Arun Kumar. Kumar's family was not present in court to give a victim impact statement, claiming they won't get justice. Because of his age, the 14-year-old's name is withheld. While sentencing the boy, the judge took into consideration that he might have suffered damage from alcohol and cigarettes while still in his mother's womb, and might also have suffered brain damage during an accident. The boy has a non-parole period of 3 years, 3 months. The saying "once in a blue moon" has nothing to do with color. Instead, it refers to a relatively rare occurrence. Full moon lovers in Fiji will get their fill tonight when the moon makes its second July appearance. Affectionately called a blue moon, the special occasion of 2 full moons in any given month happens only about every 2.5 years because the lunar year and calendar year don't match up. University of the South Pacific's School of Engineering and Physics professor Dr. Sushil Kumar provided us with more on this rare phenomenon.
You know that the moon is a natural satellite of the earth and it revolves around the earth. It completes almost one revolution in about 29.53 days, and if you compare with 30 days calendar month or 31 days, it is short by 0.5 to 1.5 day. And then these days actually accumulate.
The name is deceiving because the moon isn't actually blue, but sometimes it can look that way.
At times when there is some kind of dust in the atmosphere, maybe because of the volcanic eruptions, maybe because of the bushfire, maybe because of the strong explosions and so on, which can scatter the light actually. And that scattering of the light can cause a little bit of blueness in the moon, and that's why it appears sometimes blue, but it's just like a normal full moon.
The last blue moon was in August 2012, and the next won't be until January 2018. Jackie Spate, FBC News. Sports now, here's Jamie with the latest.
Thank you, Jackie. Good evening. After the break, we take a look at results from the Battle of the Giants, and the stage is set for tomorrow's showdown at the Dean's quarterfinals. This and more coming up.
If you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker.
Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark.
The Ink Mobile Battle of the Giants tournament kicked off this afternoon at Ratu Thakambau Park in Nausori. Shop and Save Lautoka and Tailevuneta Siri played to a 0-0 draw in the opening match of the tournament. Meanwhile, Jax Nandi and the Jedi Suva football sides played to a 1-1 draw in the second match. Both teams are among the front runners to wrestle the trophy from holders Rewa. The game between Nandrunga and Lambasa is currently being played and will be followed by the match between defending champions Rewa and Ba at 7:30 p.m. Meanwhile, the BOG will also feature competitions in the under 14 and 16 grades. Fiji Football Association is using the age grade games to boost its development and Center of Excellence programs. Fiji FA Technical Director Ravinesh Kumar says it is very important for its young talent to experience the atmosphere of big tournaments.
Because I, as a former under-20 coach, I have seen the technique of our players, which is not that good. We need to develop. We have got talents in Fiji. Looking at the last under-20 World Cup, we have seen that we have done one of the greatest upsets of the tournament. That means we have got the talent, we have got these type of players in our country, but we need to develop them from a level where they are technically good, so that they are able to compete at international levels. And a time will come, Fiji will qualify for the World Cup.
Some exciting matchups are expected tomorrow in the Coke Zero Deans quarterfinals in Suva. Organizers laid the final touches today before teams converge for the biggest schools rugby competition at the NZ Stadium. Tsale Ndavakadaka has more.
School pride will be put to the test tomorrow at the ANZ Stadium as the National Schools Rugby quarterfinals kicks off.
Tickets, we had announced earlier that all grandstand tickets will be numbered. Unfortunately, we've been advised that the tickets are now not numbered, so it's free seating. So I must sincerely apologize to all the fans who are going to expect their tickets to be numbered. So it's for the quarterfinals, we are looking at all free seating at the grandstand. So, if you have a ticket, unfortunately your seat is not reserved, so you first come, first serve.
Organizers have been working around the clock to ensure the competition will run smoothly.
I think all the teams are ready now for the games tomorrow. And I think we have going to see or witness a very good game tomorrow in terms of the Dean's competition in the under-18 grade.
The national quarterfinals will kick off from 9 a.m. tomorrow. The first under-18 matchup will see Ratu Kandabulevu School take on Nasinu Secondary School at 10:50 a.m. Tsale Ndavakadaka, FBC Sports.
15 teams will compete in the inaugural Vodafone Rugby Shield competition from tomorrow. The tournament that was launched in Suva today will see teams that previously featured in the B Division and Island Zones participate in one combined competition.
I think that we are in agreement that we owe due credit to our sponsor, Vodafone, for their stepping forward to take up this very important challenge.
And I'm sure FRU, in its endeavor to promote the sport at the Tier 2 level, will also be sharing their thoughts in terms of what prize money, how you would get rewarded. I'm sure it has been shared with you. I think that is the important thing.
Our teams in this second-tier competition also have the opportunity to progress to the Skipper Cup next year. Renovations have begun at Lwanga Park in Singatoka after it was closed down late last year. The sporting venue has been allocated a portion of the $800,000 grant given by government to the National Sports Commission for the upgrade of sporting facilities around the country. Lwanga Park Facility Supervisor Tiko Matawalu says the upgrade will boost the park's capabilities to host bigger and better events in the future.
Works are currently in progress and it will formally be effective from the 1st of August. And yes, it is good news to our facility here in Lwanga, and also good news to the Sports Federation here in Nanrongana Bosa, and something that we are looking forward to.
Lwanga Park is expected to officially open early next year. Now that's it from sports this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
The Reserve Bank of Fiji board has agreed to maintain the overnight policy rate at 0.50%. The overnight rate is generally the interest rate that large banks use to borrow and lend from one another in the overnight market. Meanwhile, RBF Governor Barry Whiteside says on the international front, the expected pickup in global growth has not fully materialized. As a result, the recent growth rates of Fiji's trading partners remains modest, while potentially lower government expenditure and the weather-related impact on cane output present downside risks to the country's current strong growth outlook. On balance, the Fijian economy is on track to achieve the projected 4.3% growth expected this year. Occasional showers were experienced over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands today. Elsewhere, mainly fine weather prevailed. A trough of low pressure with associated cloud and rain lies to the west of Fiji. It is expected to gradually move eastwards towards the group and to start affecting Fiji from tomorrow. In temperatures, Suva remains the coolest center, recording 25 degrees on the temperature chart. Mombasa recorded the highest temperature of the day at 30 degrees. Tomorrow, going into the weekend, expect clouds and rain. And the further outlook is occasional rain over most places, cool at night. And the main points again, Prime Minister Bainimarama is concerned about the increasing environmental pollution which he says has become an eyesore. Employment Minister Chiochi Konrote says the government was not consulted by the US State Department when it compiled its 2015 human trafficking report on Fiji, and a mill employee is in a stable condition at Lautoka Hospital after he received burns at the Rarawai mill in Ba. To our poll question this week, we're asking, should more youths be encouraged to enter the local film industry? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizensize@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. I'll see you on Monday. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye for now.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. Beautiful song from the group Firehouse and When I Look Into Your Eyes. Before that, you heard from Smokey Robinson with One Heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Lwanga. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics, right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits.